So the instructions for this portion are almost always identical. Follow your breath. Hopefully you're already doing that. And again, the key is to just pay attention to your experience as you do that. Okay, now we'll begin to deepen our breathing. So inhale, fill the belly, the ribs, and the upper chest in that order. And exhale, just reverse that. Now we layer on the ujjayi, which is the ocean sound, the hissing sound. So it's like a fogging a mirror with your mouth closed. So let's keep that breathing going, and we'll warm up with a figure 4. So let's bring our right leg in first. Okay, so we just cradle the leg. I almost always start with this move because it's just a nice way to begin to wake up the hips and the muscles in the leg and just check in with that lower part of the body. Very often as humans, modern humans, we tend to live up here in our head. So reconnecting with the heart and the gut and the pelvis can be challenging for some people because we might feel like those areas are dangerous areas to feel or bring awareness to. So feel those hips, especially the right one, and then we'll take the left leg, cross the right ankle over the left. And this is the figure 4. And what we do is we bring this leg in until we feel a stretch in the outside of the right hip. Now we'll be doing this balancing or standing later in the class. So again, that in itself is challenging. And so we'll be, again, doing several things along the way to getting to our peak posture that will also be challenging. Now remember, it's usually when we are challenged a bit that we grow, we expand, we heal. Just staying within our comfort zone does very little for us unless we're trying to rest, which we do need to rest from time to time. But life is a balance of rest and then challenge, and then rest and then challenge. We want a sort of a rhythm with that. Okay, so today we're doing some deep twisting work. So let's turn this into a twist. We're just going to take that right knee over the left and then drop those knees. So this is the twisted roots from yin yoga. And we're just twisting here. And I just like opening classes this way, just gradually opening the body before we do anything too vigorous. And again, noticing what you're feeling there. So is a twist comfortable, easy, pleasant, or is it difficult, challenging? unpleasant. And remember, just because it's unpleasant, it doesn't mean it's not actually good for you. So for me and my body, it usually takes a few breaths before I feel like the posture's really done anything. So that's why I like to hold a bit. I can feel my body changing as I hold the posture and as I breathe. So it's probably a good amount. Let's inhale back to center and we exhale back to the start position, Shavasana. And just check in. What do you feel? So for me, definitely the right leg, it feels completely different than the left leg. So just much more vibrant, much more alive. Let's bring the left leg in. We just move it around a little bit, stretch things out. And then placing that right foot on the ground, we cross the left ankle over, and then let's pull the legs in. Okay, so this is again the figure 4. It's very much like a pigeon on your back. The reason I do these at the beginning is stretching on your back, stretching your hips and your spine on your back is generally much safer than doing it standing or balancing. Now, this isn't to say that standing or balancing is dangerous. I'm not saying that. But this is sort of the most stable, safe position for many of these stretches, at least for some people. So I like starting here so we can really get a feel for what's going on. And then we add challenge to that kind of baseline, right? All right, let's go ahead and do the twisted roots. So one way of thinking of this is if we're doing the baseline stretch like this and you're already having a hard time, then that might make you think about how you're going to approach the more challenging things that are going to come later. It's possible they won't be any more difficult. In fact, they might even be easier because sometimes body position and warming up can make all the difference. But it is just worth noting and being cautious, right? If you're doing something at the beginning and I'm saying it's pretty easy and you're like, wow, this is really painful, this is really difficult, then again, that might give you pause. It might make you think about what you're going to do later in the class. And of course, you can reach out to me after class if you're not sure what that is. All right, let's come back to neutral. We'll unwind again into the Shavasana and just feel. Now just check in on your breathing. Make sure you're still doing the slow, deep, rhythmic breathing. It's easy to forget once you start focusing on your body. So I'm just going to remind you. All right, good. Let's bring those legs in and we'll rock and roll up to seated and then to the tabletop position. Okay, in tabletop, we want to warm up our spine with some repetitions of cat-cow here. And then when you're ready, a down dog. All right, in down dog as usual, hands shoulder width, fingers wide, palms flat, chest toward the toes, heels behind the toes, reaching toward the ground. From here with the exhale, we'll walk our feet to the hands, coming into the ragdoll. And then with arms relaxed, we can inhale and roll up to a standing position. Okay, at this point, we should be pretty well warmed up. And now we do something a little more vigorous, which is the sun salutation. Inhale, arms up, touch palms, lift the heart, coming into a standing back bend. Just take a few breaths here. As we inhale, let's come through center and exhale to the forward fold. And with our next inhale, we'll come to fingertips or take hands to shins. As we exhale, let's plant the hands and step the right foot and then the left foot to the top of a push-up for plank pose. In plank, try and align your ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels in one nice straight line. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, just drop the knees first and come down just about halfway. So sometimes when I'm in person with people, they go way too low. Okay, so just about halfway, elbows by the ribs, take a breath, and then exhale all the way to your belly. Once you're on your belly, bringing the feet together and pressing them into the mat, we inhale, lift the hands, head, neck, and chest. On the exhale, let's lower back down. Inhale to a tabletop and exhale to a downward facing dog. Okay, from down dog, let's inhale to the toes. We exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing back bend all the way up and back. Good, and then we'll add a side stretch. So grab the right wrist and exhale as you pull yourself to the left. You're looking up in front of your right arm, stretching from the waist through the wrist evenly. Let's inhale back to center, switch wrists, and we exhale to the other side. Let's inhale back to center and exhale to forward fold. Let's inhale to half lift and then exhale left foot and then right to the top of a push-up plank pose. So as usual, your call, knees up or down, but let's keep good form in the upper body. Take a deep breath, exhale halfway. Take a breath, and then exhale all the way down. Inhale, press into your hands, head, neck, chest, abdomen, lift. Good, exhale, come on down. And now listen carefully. With the inhale, try and lift your knees, hips, and chest all at the same instant on the inhale. So everything lifts up at the same time, and then exhale to downward dog. That's as opposed to peeling yourself up, which is what most people do. So peeling yourself up, we want to avoid that. So if that's what's happening to you, you can't avoid it, then just do the push-up with your knees down for now. All right, inhale to the toes. Exhale to the front edge of your mat. Inhale to standing back bend. Exhale, stretch the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, stretch the left. Inhale, center, and exhale, sit into an imaginary seat for chair pose. And let's inhale, standing back bend, up and back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift and exhale to the bottom of your push-up. Make your way to down dog. Okay, so this time you can add in the up dog and you can add in a push-up if you like. All right, so at this point, I'm definitely feeling warmed up. Hopefully you are as well. We'll get into some standing postures now. Let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Three-legged dog pose. Let's exhale that knee as high up on the right arm as we can manage. Then we inhale, lift that leg. Exhale the knee to the nose, chin, or forehead. Inhale, lift. And exhale to the opposite arm. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lunge. And then inhale to crescent lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Okay. All right. So here we are in our crescent lunge, front foot and knee pointing straight ahead, thigh approaching parallel, back heel reaching toward the ground behind the toes. So I see this in class all the time. That is incorrect. The heel is back, okay? That leg is straight, left hip forward, right hip back, and then the upper body is in a back bend. So arms or hands back, shoulders back, gaze up. So lower body forward, upper body back, and feel that stretch from your left ankle through your left wrist. Now I'm going to turn just so that I can face the camera as we do our flow, okay? You shouldn't need to turn. All right, exhale, spin those arms. We inhale to the transition, stupa, and then we exhale, we bend our arms facing backward, right? So very simple, just two position flow, inhale up and exhale, crescent. Inhale up and exhale, crescent. Okay, let's do one more. Inhale and exhale, crescent lunge. Good. Now, inhale, step your back foot in enough to ground the heel and straighten both legs. Both heels should be on the ground firmly. Arms are straight overhead, right thumb over left. And then as you exhale, come forward and down into the pyramid. So we did this one last week, not in this order, but we did pyramid last week, okay? So coming forward and down, again, heels on the ground, very important. Legs straight, or as straight as you can manage. Hands on the ground or blocks, and then forehead toward the knee or shin. Good. Inhale, bend the knee, and exhale to the bottom of your push-up. Make your way back to the downward facing dog. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Let's start by bringing our feet to touch. We're going to inhale left leg up and back. Exhale the knee high up on the arm. Inhale. Exhale to the nose, chin, or forehead. Inhale. And exhale to the opposite arm. Try and make contact if you can. Inhale that leg, exhale lunge, and inhale to crescent lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Good, let's take a breath. Again, feel that front thigh working, that back hip stretching. that openness in the belly and the chest. The gaze is up, the breath is deep, rhythmic, and slow. Let's take a deep breath, exhale, bend those arms, and then we inhale up into the stupa, which again is our transition. Then we exhale, back of the mat, same thing. We want to feel those hips and legs as we come into it. Let's repeat that. Inhale back up and exhale front of the mat. Good. A couple more times. Inhale and back of the mat. Good. One more. And exhale. Good. This time we inhale, step it in, prepare for pyramid, left thumb over right, and exhale, forward fold, pyramid pose. Good. Inhale, bend the knee, look forward, and exhale, bottom of your push-up. Okay. Now, let's do some twisting at the front of the mat. We'll begin to build toward the peak posture a little bit more specifically. So we inhale to the toes, fill the lungs, and then exhale, step, jump, float, front edge of the mat. Inhale up to standing. And then we'll just exhale to a very simple twist to the right. So try and keep your right hip forward, left hip back, but right arm back, gaze back, chest open. Okay, good. Let's inhale back up and we exhale opposite direction, same thing. Good. Again, we inhale up and exhale. Let's take a little deeper twist over to the right. Okay, so hips are down, palms between the elbows, right shoulder back, gaze up, breath deep, rhythmic, and slow. Good. Inhale. Let's come all the way back up. And then exhale. We bend those knees and take a twist to the left. Hips down, shoulder back, gaze up. Good. Let's inhale, standing back bend, up and back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. You could do crow here. And exhale right to the bottom of your push-up. All right, so let's build upon what we've done so far. So feet touch, inhale right leg up and back, exhale right knee to the right arm as high as you can. Inhale lift, exhale to the nose, chin, or forehead, inhale. Exhale to the opposite arm. Let's kick it out, and then we inhale, lift that left arm up into the fallen triangle pose. So the arms are 6 o'clock, right? Our right arm is active, so it's a lot like a side plank. If that's too much for you, you drop this bottom knee to stabilize everything, okay? I think you all know that already. All right, let's exhale that hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And we'll inhale up into crescent lunge. Let's exhale, bend the arms. We inhale up to stupa. Exhale, back of the mat. Now again, this is a move we did last week toward the end of the flow. So we inhale, step it in, and then exhale to pyramid. It's not the easiest transition, but I think it's good not to do only easy things, as you know. Let's inhale back up. That's the hard part there. Exhale, step back, crescent lunge, okay? So inhale up, stupa, and we transition to the front. So exhale, crescent lunge. Again, inhale, we step it in, straighten those arms. And then we exhale, forward fold, coming forward and down. Good. Now from here, inhale, extend through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the left hand to the ground or a block. And then inhale the right arm up into a rotated triangle pose. Make sure both heels are on the ground. Try and get both legs straight. Try and open up your left side and the chest. Try looking up. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. Make your way to downward dog. All right, everyone. So feet touch. We inhale left leg. Exhale left knee, left arm. Inhale. Exhale nose. When I say nose, I mean nose, chin, or forehead, just whichever one of those center points work. Opposite arm, kick it out, and then inhale, fallen triangle. Good. Exhale, the hand comes down. Inhale, the leg goes up and back. Exhale, we lunge. And then inhale to crescent lunge. Exhale the arms. Inhale, stupa, transitioning. And exhale, back of the mat. Good. Again, this is a tricky part. Inhale, step it in just a bit. And exhale, pyramid. Good. Inhale, stand back up. And exhale, step back. If that's difficult for you, again, know that anything over time, it gets easier if you practice it, okay? Your body learns. So just keep that in mind. Inhale, step it in. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend to the crown. Exhale, plant the right hand. Inhale, the left arm up. Okay, so again, this is one of the reasons why we repeat things in these classes, is the repetition helps the body learn. If you've ever learned an instrument, then you know that the process of learning an instrument is just repeating things over and over and over again that you can't do the way you want to do them, whether it's playing them cleanly or fast. So it's that repetition, that's what teaches the body. All right, exhale that hand down, bottom of the push-up. I emphasize that because what I see happening in yoga classes and with workshops and things like that, like people think the teacher is going to say some magic thing. And it can be true that the teacher may have a little hint or clue or trick that if everything else is ready and they give you just one last thing, it can make the difference. So I'm not saying there's no point in listening to the teacher or taking a workshop, but everything else needs to be there. And that's what doing these repetitions are about, is preparing everything so that maybe that one last hint or tidbit pushes you over the edge and all of a sudden you're able to do it. Okay? All right, great work. So let's do the standing or balancing figure 4 now. So inhale to the toes, exhale front edge of the mat. We'll inhale up to standing, and then exhale to a chair with arms like wings. And then let's inhale the right ankle over the left. Okay. And then we drop the hips down, and we want to feel it in our glutes, just like at the beginning. So not the knee, not the ankle, that big muscle group on the outside of the hip. Now, if you're not feeling anything, drop those hips down, drop the chest down, and you should begin to feel it. Take a few breaths, give that muscle time to release. And then let's inhale, we come all the way back up. Good, again, exhale, we drop down. Inhale, the left over right, and exhale, dropping down until you feel that hip begin to open. Good. Inhale, let's come all the way back up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to the down dog. Okay. So let's do one more twist here. So inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, the knee to the arm. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee opposite arm. Good. Kick it out. Inhale, left arm up. And then exhale, hip and hand down. Bend both knees and come to your forearms. Okay. So this is the auspicious twist. To take things a step further, left shoulder to the ground, palm up, right palm to left palm. Good. Then let's straighten out our legs. We inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the arms. Inhale, stupa. And exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale, step it in. And exhale, forward folds. Good. Inhale, lift the left arm. So again, a little tricky. Exhale that hand down. Inhale, stand up. And exhale, step back. Okay, so that's the pattern. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, step it in. And exhale, pyramid. Good. Inhale, lift the right arm, rotated triangle. And then exhale the hand down. And then just inhale, lift the left leg into three-legged dog position. Plant that left hand. Inhale, extend to the crown. And exhale, lift the right arm. So rotated balancing half moon. Good. Exhale, bottom of your push-up. You're going to make your way back to the downward dog. All right, so side two, feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to the arm. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, knee to opposite. Kick it out. Inhale, fallen triangle. And then exhale, hips and hand down. Bend those knees. Right arm to the ground, palm up. Left palm to right. Good. Let's go ahead and straighten our legs, straighten our arms. We inhale, lift that right arm, exhale it down. Inhale, left leg, exhale, lunge, and inhale, crescent. Exhale, bend the arms. Inhale, transition, stupa. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, step it in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale that hand back down. Inhale, stand up. And exhale, step back, crescent. Inhale, stupa. So we're going to repeat that same pattern at the front. Inhale, step in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale the hand down. And then inhale, lift that right leg. And exhale, extend the left arm skyward. Good. Exhale, bottom of your push-up, make your way to downward dog. Okay, great work, everybody. So let's take a look at and break down our peak posture. Okay, so we're going to start with a side crow. Now, side crow is usually one of the first arm balances that people learn to do. I'm going to teach you an easy version, the full version, the advanced version, whatever you want to call it, and then we'll look at our peak posture, which, again, side crow would be a prerequisite for doing it. Okay? Oh, actually, let's do one more balance pose. Okay? So come to the front of your mat. We're going to do this first. So let's inhale, arms up, and then exhale, we bend those knees, drop down, and then again, inhale, right ankle over the left, right? So we're here like this. Now let's bring our hands to the heart, and we'll try and take the elbow into the sole of the foot, like so. Feel free to use the other hand to grab the foot and really get it in there, okay? So you're pressing the shoulder back. If you can, look up without losing your balance. That's very difficult to do. Dropping those hips down, really working it. Good. Let's inhale all the way back up to standing. Deep breath in, and then we exhale, bend those knees. Inhale left, over right, and then hands at the heart. Again, feel free to grab the foot. Notice how I grab that foot and I take my elbow and place it in there. Okay. And then join those palms. So again, it's challenging. I'm trying to balance. I'm working my hip. I'm working my spine all at the same time. All right, beautiful. Okay, so let's come down now and we'll look at the side crow. So I left that out and I wanted to get that in there. Okay, so side crow, we first create the chaturanga arms, which look like this. From the side, it looks like that. All right, so right angle, wrists, elbows, shoulders. So we talk about this a lot in this class. One thing I've learned teaching is repetition is so powerful. So for whatever reason, people do not pick stuff up on the first or second or third or fourth or 20th or 100th time. But eventually, one time, it just magically goes off. So again, chaturanga arms. Now what we want to do is take one elbow to the knee and the other elbow to the hip, okay? Then we bring the hands to the ground, elbows are bent, fingers face forward, gaze forward or up. Okay, so you can look forward or you can look to the side. Either one's fine. Just not looking at the ground. And then slowly shifting weight from the feet until they lift. Okay? And so this is the basis, the basics of where you want to get. Okay? And then if you do that on one side, you want to try and do it on the other. I will say there are people who can do one side and not the other. So if that's you, you're not alone, but eventually you want to learn to do both sides. So I would say if you can do one side and not the other, start to work on the side you can't do, double up on that side. Again, it's through repetition that the body learns. Okay, so that is, if you will, the cheat side crow. It's not really a full side crow. Okay, so the full side crow, same arms. So again, the chaturanga arms are pretty much ubiquitous for arm balancing. And then we take one elbow to the knee. The other elbow is actually free. So I don't place it on the hip. So it's not as deep of a twist, but I need more core and shoulder stability. That's what you see when people kind of collapse in this posture, because they don't have the core and shoulder strength. So again, I'm looking up or sideways, just not down, and then I shift the weight, same thing. Okay, so I can feel my core, my shoulder shaking as I hold that, because again, those muscles are working to stabilize, otherwise I would just collapse out of it. Okay, so other side, same thing, looking up or sideways, and then once you get it, see if you can take a few breaths, turn it into a little meditation. So what we're trying to create is equanimity. We're trying to get to a place where we're calm, we're centered, even as our body is going through quite a stressful experience. Okay, so my recommendation is if you have not mastered those, work on that. How do you know if you've mastered it? You can do it every time. You're not wondering whether you'll be able to do the posture or not. So when I teach this class, right, I'm not wondering at the beginning, am I going to be able to do side crow? Am I not? I know I can do it, right? So that's where you want to get with it. Now, if you've done that, let's look at our peak posture. So again, we come into this position and we take the, right ankle over the left, right? And then we do the same thing that we did a moment ago. So I create that twist, and then from there, I open up the arms and exhale, hands to the ground, gaze up again or sideways, and I lift the foot. Okay, and I straighten that leg. Now I will say this, if you're really sweaty, it's worth taking a moment to towel off. So wipe your foot, wipe your arm. Some people even put a towel on their arm to create a little bit of friction. So that's totally fine. It's not cheating at all. It's, we're not, it's much harder if you're slick with sweat to do this, okay? Let's try the other side. So again, we exhale down into our chair, bring that left ankle over and take a twist. Nice deep twist. And then from there, we can slowly come down. Okay, so very challenging arm balance. And again, whether you can do it today or not important. What's important is you did as much of the class as you could do, and that's what creates the benefits. That's what creates adaptation. That's what creates growth. That's what stimulates the body to stay healthy. Again, if we don't use parts of our body, we tend to lose them over time, okay? So don't worry about the peak if you weren't able to get there. That's not really important. It's like if you think of climbing a mountain peak, right? Just because you don't get to the very top, it doesn't mean you didn't work and benefit by trying to get there, right? You worked your heart, you worked your muscles, you sweat, you saw the scenery, you had all kinds of experiences, even though you didn't get to the very top, okay? All right, good. So let's go ahead and come on to the belly. Put the right hand over the left. Let's take a breath here. And then bring the arms out in front of you. And on your inhale, just lift everything you can lift. Good. Exhale, come on down. Left hand over the right hand. From there, let's press back to child. And then we'll sit up. Okay. Let's do gate next. So facing the long side of the mat. Take your left leg to the left. Rest your left arm on that leg. Now make sure this hip is over the knee here. Okay, so make sure the knee is not like out there somewhere. Okay. Inhale, right arm up, and then exhale as you come over. Good. Let's inhale, we come on back. Exhale, draw that leg in. Let's do the other side. This is the gate, Padikasana. Inhale, left arm up, and exhale over. Good. Inhale, let's come on up. And exhale, draw that leg in. Let's do the camel next. So knees, feet hip distance or slightly wider is fine. Hands to the low back. You can tuck the heels, or sorry, tuck your toes if you'd like to make your heels a little easier to grab. Then inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, begin going back. You can grab the heels. Your chin can drop back. Good. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, sit back. Let's prepare for rabbit now. So reaching down, just touching your ankles with your fingers. Take a deep breath. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, and bring the forehead as close to the knees as you can manage. Grab your heels and inhale, lift the hips until your arms are straight. The crown of the head should just be kissing the ground. The back is rounded. Good. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, rolling back up. Good. Lift those hips, cross the ankles, and roll over them. Extend the legs out in front of you. Inhale the arms out in front, and then exhale, rolling back. Once you get there, draw the legs in. Send the arms to the sides, drop the knees to the left. Look to your right. Good. Let's inhale back through center and exhale off to the other side. Let's inhale back to center. We'll grab the soles of the feet. Give them a good stretch. Right, happy baby. And when you're ready, unwind onto your back. Grab your phone, set a timer for 5 minutes, and see if you can commit to 5 minutes of relative stillness and silence.